Hello, Boom fam. I am back again. So for those of you who do not know me, my name is Elaine Harris, and I spent 10 years working as a forensic scientist with the Illinois State Police. And I want to do an experiment today with our new product that we will be adding to our PRIP. Right now, it goes by the name of Project Star. And I want to conduct the corrosive test with this particular product because it's supposed to form an invisible glove on your hand, as well as protect you from highly corrosive reagents or liquids. And so I want to put that to the test today. So I'm gonna start out with some distilled water, and I'm gonna pour it into a mason jar. So the corrosive agent that I'm going to be working with is potassium hydroxide, and some of you may know that as lye. So potassium hydroxide is an extremely concentrated base. So the first thing that I'm going to do is take the pH of my water just to use it as a control and just to make sure that the demonstration is complete. So you can see that I'm going to dip my pH stick into the water, and this is the pH. And if you're not familiar with the pH scale, we can put it up against this chart here. So you can see that the pH of the deionized water is basically neutral. So it's right at around 6 or 5. We know that neutral is 7. So it's just slightly acidic. So now for the next part of the experiment, I'm actually going to go outside because I'm going to be adding the potassium hydroxide to the water, and it's going to cause an exothermic reaction, which means it's going to let off heat and it's going to let off fumes. So I want to make sure I'm in a safe area to allow that to happen. So stay tuned. Okay, so for this part of the experiment, I'm going to be conducting it outside because it's going to release fumes, as I mentioned. So that's why I am wearing my lab coat. I am wearing glasses to protect my eyes. And now it is time for me to put on my gloves. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do I'm gonna do 2 pumps for this, just because I'm working with an extremely corrosive substance in the potassium hydroxide. So I'm going to put it on my hands. It forms a really nice slippery feeling to the hands. It's not really stripping to the skin at all. It's actually pretty moisturizing. It feels like it's some type of emollient or humectant in it, like glycerin or something like that. Definitely feels water-based. So I'm gonna let this dry before I handle the potassium hydroxide. And right now it's getting a bit sticky. That means that the glove is suctioning to my hand. It's an invisible glove that is forming to my hands. And once it leaves a velvety smooth feeling, then we'll be ready to go. Okay. All right, I'm gonna make sure that this is set. Okay, so this is what we will be working with, potassium hydroxide. And as you will see on the bottle, it says corrosive right on the bottle. So right there on the bottle, it says corrosive. And I'm actually going to touch it with my bare hands because now they're completely dry from applying the solution to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and add just a little bit at a time because I don't want my glass to break. I know that a mason jar can handle at least close to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm just gonna add a little bit in there. And you always wanna add your corrosive agent to the water and not the other way around. Otherwise you will get an explosion. So I'm actually gonna step back and let that dissolve. All right, Boom fam, so now here comes the moment of truth where I'm going to take the pH of the potassium hydroxide solution that I just created outside on my porch to make sure that I did not breathe in any of the fumes. So here's our potassium hydroxide solution. And now it is a violet color, and let's see what pH this is according to our pH chart. So you can see that violet is about a pH of 14, which is really about as basic as you can get. So that means that we definitely have an extremely and highly concentrated base that we are going to be working with. And I'm gonna put this to the test, guys. So I'm gonna see if I get this on my hands, it is going to protect my hands because I'm not wearing any gloves. The only thing I put on my hands was our special hand sanitizer that forms an invisible glove. So we're gonna see exactly how true this is. All right, guys. I'm nervous. Guys, I don't feel anything. And just to give you an example, that I'm working 10 years in a forensics lab as a chemist, I am no stranger to getting concentrated acids and bases on my skin. And I can definitely tell you now, just from experience, this wood has been burning. Actually, when you get a chemical burn, it starts to itch first before you even know it's on your hand. But I don't feel any itching and I don't feel any burning. So this, I would have like absolutely loved to have had this sanitizer while I was still working in the lab. But thank God for iBoomerang with giving me the opportunity to do what I needed to do to fire myself from being a forensic scientist and becoming full-time with entrepreneurship within this industry and with this company. So there you have it, guys. The corrosive test, it does exactly what it says it's gonna do. My hand still isn't burning. I know I've been talking for at least 2 minutes by now, and it would have definitely started itching. It's even on my cuticles, which is an even more sensitive part of the skin, and I don't feel anything. And I am like a big baby when it comes to pain. So it works, guys. Make sure that you are letting everybody you know, especially if they are in the medical field and they're gonna be working with corrosive agents or corrosive reagents, make sure that they know about this, guys. This is an absolute game changer. And thank you to our home office and flight team for getting this added to the crib. We will see you on the next one, and I look forward to seeing your testimonial videos as well. Thank you for watching.